What's good, y'all? It's your boy DEEBOCK, and you are now tuned in to episode 10 of My Thoughts. Yes, sir, that's right. We 10 episodes in, man. It's been a journey, personally and creatively. Thank you to everybody that's followed me and been with me every step of the way. I continue to persevere no matter what obstacle comes my way, man, because I truly enjoy making this content. So without further ado, let's get right into it, man. My thoughts, episode 10. Now, we start off this episode following the Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam. The show starts off appropriately with Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns coming fresh off a victory against his arch rival, the revolutionary, the visionary Seth Rollins. So my man Roman came in there in Des Moines, Iowa. His swag was on 1,000,000,000. I swear to God, his presence was so electrifying. I can't describe anything else like it. As soon as this music hits, dun 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 dun. He got that whole audience in the palm of his hand. I like how the camera get an up close shot of his face. He lift up the belt like, ooh. And then he put it on his shoulder. That was fire. Anyway, Roman makes his way to the ring, grabs the microphone, and he says, "You know your tribal chief. I'm a man of my word. I call my shot and I deliver. And last night, I beat Seth freaking Rollins. We may have found some peace." Didn't you hear the music? LA Night. LA Knight's music hits. LA Knight comes to the ring, interrupts Roman Reigns, and says, "Congratulations on doing it by yourself. But you're still a fraud. Because I've been calling your name for months. But instead of answering, you sick the dogs? Well, I beat all of them. So I want what you owe me. We can do it tonight, or we could do it next week. If you want to wait all the way until WrestleMania, we could do it then. But the bottom line is, it's only one right answer. And that is, whole crowd say, yeah. Roman replies, what the hell are you talking about, fraud? I only see one fraud. I don't come out here talking about I'm a megastar with a Walmart watch on my wrist. What the hell have you done? So you want a 6-man tag? What else have you done? There's no validity to anything that you say. You haven't won a tournament. You haven't won a big match. This goes for everybody. You don't get a number one contender shot by bitching and moaning. You wasted my cousin's time. But you're not going to waste mine. Get to the back of the line. LA Knight says, I've earned it. Time and again. And it took you and 38 people to beat me. What a coincidence that you and Seth Rollins were in a group called The Shield. Because all you do is use numbers to shield you from guys like me. You're a fraud. And you're the biggest vomit in the business. Because you hold that championship. I'm everything you wish you could be, but you couldn't. And when you figure out where to buy a pair, if you can't grow one, come back and let me know. Because I know that you know the uncrowned champion of the world with everybody saying, L.A. Knight. Crowd say, yeah. Yo, man. This segment, Roman Reigns, the man, even if he's a heel, like you cannot boo this man. He got a unwavering cool factor. You know, everybody likes him. The women love him. The grown men love him. Coming off a career-defining win at SummerSlam against an arch rival for years in Seth Rollins. LA Knight had to come out and ruin Roman Reigns' celebratory moment. Quite frankly, I'm getting tired of LA Knight. I'm getting tired of, I'm the underdog. and creative will never give me a chance. I feel like his time has came and gone. Yeah, he still has a certain group of fans that root for him and say his catchphrases, but the opportunity for him to have ever captured a major title and for it to have ever meant anything has came and gone. Would I want to see LA Knight be the next major contender for Roman Reigns' World Heavyweight Championship? I actually would. But not for the reasons you might think. Not because I think they'll put on an entertaining match. Not because they're two fan favorite competitors. But because of one reason and one reason alone. I want Roman Reigns to shut him the fuck up. Beat him fair and square so he'll finally go away. No bloodline. No Paul Heyman. Just spear. 1, 2, 3. Just send a message to him that you're not on my level. So you need to stay out of my way. The show concluded. Let me take a swig of this water. Excuse me. Yes, the show concluded. Opening match between All Ego Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. Something to note is that this was the 5th televised match between All Ego Ethan Page and the bouncy boy Javon Evans. Listen, I enjoy their dynamic. I enjoy the contrast between these two. You got the fun, young, vibrant Javon Evans, and you got the egotistical, arrogant ring technician and Ethan Page. They have very good chemistry. But repetitive matches against each other have grown a bit exhausting. Some notable spots during the match: the diving crossbody by Javon Evans over the barricade to All Ego. That was nice. Ethan Page performed the power slam, grabbing Javon Evans by the arms, where he lifted him up from the mat and just put him over his shoulder. And it really looked like one of the moves from the video game that you could do. I never seen a wrestler do that in real life, but that looked ill. And then concluded the finish. Ethan Page tried to remove the turnbuckle pad, but then he gets caught by the referee. Referee proceeds to argue with him. Then Javon Evans jumps up from behind over the referee, and Ethan Page jumps off the top rope and performs the OG cutter and gets the 1, 2, 3. And the young OG is victorious. But I have one question. I enjoyed the match. I just feel like it's growing a bit stagnant. You always recycling these match concepts between Javon Evans, Penta, Rusev. Now you putting Chad Gable in the mix from time to time. You keep mixing up the same cast of guys and just putting them in new matches with slight adjustments. It gets a bit redundant. I'm tired of seeing Ethan Page wrestle Javon Evans, even though they put on good matches. You understand what I'm saying? You could like Frosted Flakes, but if you eat Frosted Flakes every day, you're going to hate Frosted Flakes. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I feel like when I watch Javon Evans and Ethan Page wrestle. Like, I've seen this already. They good wrestlers, but if they keep wrestling each other, I'm going to get tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like WWE needs to start taking these guys and putting them in new, fresh directions and make them serious contenders for the IC title sooner rather than later if that's what they're going to do. So the referee raises Javon Evans' hand. Javon Evans, in a celebratory moment, goes on the top rope, raises his hand, rejoices with the crowd. But then we get a wide shot of the ring, panned out. We see tall, 7-footer. After a 8-year hiatus from the WWE, Big Cass makes his return and attacks Javon Evans. Delivers a hellacious big boot. And as Big Cass is attacking Javon Evans, once he delivers this big boot, you can see the expression on his face, like he's trying to gauge the crowd reaction, but at the same time, he's really trying to stay in character. Like, yo, do they fuck with me or like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, the crowd was giving him a mixed reaction. You heard some boos and you heard some silence. People weren't anticipating Big Cass returning, that's for sure. Some people in Des Moines, Iowa, probably didn't even know he left. However, he delivers a stiff clothesline to Javon Evans, and he rips off his shirt. And when this man ripped off his shirt, yo, I tell you, this motherfucker looked like he been in the hyperbolic time chamber training on minus -1 million gravity, yo. He had a 1,000 pack. I never seen that many abs on a human being in my life. I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker ripped, son. Like, his physique was crazy. He had a 1,000 pack. He was in tremendous shape. And then Big Cass picked up Javon Evans. I thought he was going to go for a bear hug. But then he performed a move called East River Crossing. I guess that's supposed to be his finisher. I guarantee you, man, I would have never known what that shit was if Michael Cole didn't say it. I didn't know what the move was. I had to rewatch Raw and find out. You know what I'm saying? So he delivers East River Crossing. First of all, it's too many names in your finisher for it to be taken seriously. Just give it an abbreviation. Come on, whatever happened to pedigree, tombstone? Fuck, I gotta use 3 syllables to say your fucking finishing move. East River Crossing. That shit is not charismatic. It's not climactic. Nah, they need to change his finishing move name, yo. I'm not feeling that. But I feel like Big Cass, he had a interesting return, man. To be honest with you, I can't really tell you whether if it was good or bad. I enjoyed him laying out one of the fan favorites. That's definitely how you bring attention to yourself. So it was cool until they had him do his backstage interview. It's always the dreaded backstage interview. A guy could go out to the ring, kick some ass, and in the backstage interview, fuck it all up. So the woman interviews Big Cass. He says, "Why Javon Evans? Why did you attack him?" Big Cass says, "For 8 years, I had been waiting. For 8 years, I had been watching. For 8 years, I had been working my way back." And I'm like, yo, there you go. You lost me. You lost me. You're a 7-foot tall giant. The fuck is you explaining yourself for? Just go out there and kick ass. They need to stop doing that. They need to stop having these big, intimidating men explain themselves after they demolish an opponent in the ring. Why are you explaining yourself? She asked you, why you attack Javon Evans? Just snarl at it. Just snarl. You don't even gotta say just. Look at her with that stink face. Come on, you gotta give her a screw face. You don't give her no long, drawn out explanation. That make you look emotional and weak. And if you must say something, why attack Javon Evans? Because I don't like him. I don't like nobody. And just walk off. You need to decrease the drama and turn up the intensity. You're a big, intimidating man. Your in-ring work should do all the talking for you. I'm tired of WWE having these big, strong, intimidating men talk. It's a wrestling show. Just go out there and fuck shit up. And if people want to know why you did what you did, just say, because I can. And you can't stop me. That would have been way better than for 8 years I've been waiting. For 8 years I've been working my way back. Don't nobody care. Niggas didn't even know you was gone for 8 years. Niggas don't even know who you are, bruh. People knew Enzo Amore. They didn't know you. That's why you see when he came back, he got zero crowd reaction. You would have thought they went to commercial. They didn't give a fuck that you was back. You didn't do nothing memorable. If I was in the arena, I would have thought this is perfect time for me to go take a bathroom break. Nobody give a fuck about Big Cass. Nobody give a fuck that you big mad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, the fuck? Come on, bro. You talk too much, man. Yo, they need to have me right raw, bro. I wouldn't be having these big intimidating dudes cut these promos. All the big intimidating niggas, they just be fucking shit up. You know what they fucked up with Kane? You know what they fucked up with Kane? When they had him talk. Kane was valid when he was fucking shit up in the 90s. He wasn't saying shit. He just came out, was fucking shit up. They fucked up with Kane. They fucked up with Glenn Jacobs when they had him start talking. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Kane, when he wasn't saying shit, when he was just fucking shit up, that's the best era of Kane ever in his career. Creative, they need to take some notes from that. Boy, I hope they know what they're doing with Big Cass coming back, man. Because right now I feel like it's so much talent on the roster for the WWE. They don't even know what to do with all this talent. And they're not utilizing a lot of people. And they keep just reusing the same angles and the same segments and the same matches every fucking week. Meanwhile, not utilizing talent that they should be utilizing. Sometimes it's like watching the same repetitive show over and over and over again. That's why I stopped watching. That was part of the reason why I stopped watching for 10 years. I can't watch the same shit every fucking week. Anyway, Raw goes to commercial, comes back. We see Roman Reigns reprimanding the bloodline for losing at SummerSlam. I have a standard. You know this. It doesn't work if we lose. We're a family. 6-man tag. We got the advantage. Automatically. And you lose to your little brother? LA Knight? Coming out here disrespecting me? Calling me a fraud? Royce Keys? Why do I keep hearing, Jacob, that that's your family? You're my family. Royce Keys isn't my family. He's just one of the boys. He said this was fire. Don't let these circus folk confuse you. We're the only bloodline. This is all we have. Trust no one. Leave LA Knight to me. Don't touch him. Yo, Roman Reigns, oh my God, bro. He told Jacob, don't let these circus folk fool you. We're the only bloodline. Trust no one. Now you can see the theme of this Monday Night Raw show focusing on Jacob Fatu and his friendship with Royce Keys. Up against his loyalty to his family in the bloodline. Who will Jacob Fatu choose? Will he choose his longtime friend, Royce Keys? Or will he choose his own blood? Then Raw goes back on commercial, comes back. We see Jacob Fatu sitting in the locker room. Royce Keys comes up to him and says, "Hey Jay, how many times have we been through this? We fought each other. We fought together. I can forget everything. I'm your brother. I'm still rolling with you. We family." That's when Jacob Fatu looks him in the eye and he says, "You ain't my brother. You ain't my family. I'm bloodline. So enough of this back and forth. Me versus you tonight in a street fight. I bet I'll dog walk your ass tonight." Then Jacob Fatu just walk out. That's why I fuck with Jacob Fatu because he keep it raw. Like, nigga, we not brothers. We not family. You just one of the boys. I bet I dog walk your ass tonight. So right there, Jacob Fatu is telling you directly where his loyalty stands. Nothing comes before family. So we got a match in the main event. Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, takes on the young up and coming Royce Keys. I'm excited instantly. Jacob Fatu, I've been a fan of Jacob Fatu since I started watching the WWE again, man. Just his persona, his bravado, his energy is just real raw, and you could tell it's authentic, and you could tell that he's being himself, and that translates on screen. That fully translates on screen. And I like the fact that he's a heavier wrestler, but he's so athletic. It reminds me of Samoa Joe, but with a little more grit. So I've been a fan of Jacob Fatu since I started watching wrestling again, and it's always great to see him perform. That's my dog, the Samoan werewolf. Definitely my favorite member of the bloodline for sure. The next segment on Raw, Liv Morgan comes out to the ring. Trouble, trouble, that's me. Love the melody. Right? So Liv makes her way to the ring, grabs the microphone and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you are now in the presence of the greatest women's champion of all time. This past Saturday at SummerSlam, I defeated one of the best in the world. I defeated the genius of the sky, Io Sky. And Io, I'll give you props because she's been the only woman brave enough in this division to challenge me. Now that I'm done with her, I don't see any challenges. That means I'm going to be the longest reigning women's champion of all time." As we get ready for Roxanne Perez versus Sol Ruka. I'm excited for this match. Again, another match we've seen multiple times, but I enjoy watching Roxanne Perez wrestle. One of my favorite wrestlers. Watched her a little bit in NXT, saw some matches, and I just like the way she navigates in the ring, man. She just looks so comfortable. You could tell she was well trained by Booker T. And her development has definitely been enjoyable to see. So she begins to prepare to take on Sol Ruka. Some notable moments in this match were Roxanne Perez able to take advantage thanks to the distraction by Raquel and Liv a few times in the match. That's one thing about these Judgment Day matches, man. Whenever Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan's on the ring apron, or it's Roxanne Perez on the ring apron and rolls to the reverse, they make sure to help each other out and make sure that their fellow member is going to get an advantage in whatever match they're in. So they're a true stable, they're a true family, and they look out for each other. So if they could give Roxanne the advantage in a match, they're going to do it. Roxanne Perez, such a great heel. Throughout the match, there was this arrogant sequence where she smacked Sol Ruka in the face. Like, really, like, smacked her. You could hear it. Smacked the shit out of her, too. Boom. I love the way Roxanne Perez plays to the crowd. Great heel energy. Sol Ruka begins to come back. Tremendous athleticism shown. Sol Ruka catches Roxanne with a super kick coming off the ropes. Then with a moonsault to the outside of the ring. Now as Ruka tries to balance herself coming inside the ring, Roxanne grabs the rope, causing Ruka to lose her balance. Another spots in the match I like was Sol Ruka. She delivered some nice spinning elbows. And there was also this stiff knee to the face of Roxanne delivered by Sol. But then Sol Ruka tried to deliver a face buster, which Roxanne countered, landed on her feet. She went for a Shining Wizard, but then Sol Ruka ducked back and dodged it. Then Roxanne attempted pop rocks, and then Ruka countered with another face buster attempt. But this time, she connected. Sol Ruka then attempted the Soul Snatcher, in which Liv Morgan intervened, knocking Sol Ruka off the ropes, causing Roxanne Perez to get disqualified. And Sol Ruka ended up winning the match via disqualification. Then the Judgment Day proceeds to beat up Sol Ruka after the match. You see Raquel Rodriguez deliver a big boot. Roxanne Perez then delivered pop rocks. And then Roxanne Perez delivered a Tejana bomb to Sol Ruka. That's when Becky Lynch music played. Crowd erupts. Crowd erupts. I don't know the words, but I know the cadence. You know what I'm saying? Becky Lynch makes her way to the ring. tells Raquel Rodriguez, "Oh, you think I came for that? I already made that title famous. My work there is done." She says, "I'm here for that," while pointing at Liv's World Championship. "I'm just here to make sure it's not another year until you defend that title again." I'm sorry, that's not what she said. She said, "I'm just here to make sure it's not another 100 days until you defend that title again." You have had the worst title reign of all time. It's not just me saying it. Everybody's saying it. And that's when the crowd erupted. So right now, Becky Lynch got the crowd in the palm of her hand. She's been going for a good minute. If you ask me, she should have never lost the Intercontinental Championship to Sol Ruka in the first place. But you need to get away from these mid-card titles because, to be quite frank, she's better than that. One of the better female competitors you got on the entire roster. It's only right if you position her as such. Liv Morgan replied to Sol Ruka, "You should be at home being a mommy to your daughter, but instead you're in my face because you're jealous of me. Because I'm the greatest women's champion of all time." Liv, then she leaves the ring, walks up the ring, and you can hear Becky Lynch insulting her. "You're not even the greatest women's champion in your own group. You're not even the greatest women's champion that slept with Dominic Mysterio." Liv Morgan just brushing it off, standing at the top of the entrance ramp, like it's all good. Like, you ain't fucking with me. But then, boom! Pyro go off, fire. Then you hear dun 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 dun, right? Stephanie Valkyrie returns. And the crowd fucking goes insane. The crowd fucking goes insane. It was literally people panting, crying, gasping for air, panicking. They didn't know what to do. Stephanie Valkyrie's crowd reaction from her return was so fucking insane. Crowd erupts. Holy shit chants break out. Welcome back chants break out. I know that this is the reaction that Big Cass wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, did Big Cass wanted the Stephanie Valkyrie reaction? He had to gauge the crowd to see whether they was feeling him or not. "I'm back, y'all." Like, nigga, don't nobody give a fuck about you, gang. You know what I'm saying? But Stephanie Valcare, there wasn't a doubt in that arena. They wanted to see her back. They needed to see her back. The women's division needed it. This puts Liv Morgan in an interesting position. Now she actually gonna have to defend that title. Now we're gonna get to see if she actually is one of the greatest women's champions of all time. I'm excited for it. I want Liv to go out there and prove herself. Beat Becky Lynch. Beat Stephanie Valcare. And then talk your shit after. Like, haters gonna hate. Say, like, I want that. That's what I want. I want Liv Morgan to prove herself right, man. One thing's for sure, though. The women's division just heated up. As soon as Stephanie Valcare's music hits, this is why I think Raquel Rodriguez is such a real one. She didn't even wait for Stephanie Valcare to come out and start kicking ass and beating them up. She was the only one of the Judgment Day that took the fight to Stephanie first. She walked up the ramp to meet her there. Now she got kicked in the stomach, but that's neither here nor there. At least she took the initiative. So I definitely appreciate the effort. So Stephanie Valcare makes quick work of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. And then she slowly approaches Liv Morgan. Liv tried to get away. But Stephanie Valcare catches her with a spine buster. And she screams, "Fuck!" You could tell, bro. When Stephanie Valcare came out, it was like Liv Morgan's worst nightmare just came true. Her fiercest rival just returned. The question is, will she reclaim what she feels is rightfully hers? After Liv Morgan gets spine busted by Stephanie Valkyrie, she rolls out the ring. Then you see Becky Lynch and Stephanie Valkyrie face off. Stephanie Valkyrie says, "Stay out of my way." Becky Lynch looks at her, replies with 2 words. Or what? Like, that was beautiful. That segment was beautiful. I am so excited for what's to come in the women's division. I'm more excited about the future of the women's division in the world title chase than I am about Roman Reigns' next World Heavyweight Championship contender, because it's looking like LA Knight, and we know he's not going to win. I'm more excited about the world title for the women more than Chad Gable's Intercontinental Championship, because it looks like WWE don't know where they're going to go with that. 1 minute it's Ethan Page. 1 minute it's Javon Evans. Now they got Big Cass in the mix. Now they still teasing him and Penta. Penta's still finding a way to stay around the title. I don't think they really know where they want to go with that. So it's kind of like a free-for-all for the Intercontinental Championships. And for the tag team titles, you can forget about them shits. It's like they don't even exist no more. So the most popular belt on Raw right now is the women's world title. Period. Now we go to the next segment. Dun dun, who 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 over, 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 over. Femi makes his way to the ring, dressed in all white, looking like a Nigerian king. Crowd erupts for Obafemi like always. Everybody doing the Oba strut to the ring. Oba gets in the ring, does the Oba stance. Then he grabs the microphone and he says, "I went to the cage with one of the most dangerous and decorated athletes of our generation. We went blow for blow. He took me to the deepest depths of the ocean and held me there. And guess what? I swam up. I emerged. And I came out victorious. Now, the beast can finally rest." So, with this torch that has been passed on to me, I will forge my own destiny and lead my own generation, a new crop of talent. If any man has a problem with me, you can answer to the ruler. You can answer to the destroyer. You can answer to the bringer of war. you can answer to Oba Femi. Then Oba Femi leaves the ring, walks up the ramp, and then you hear the Visions music play. The Vision comes out to the ring. Austin Theory, Maxine Dupree, and Braun Breaker. Now, this was one of my favorite parts of Raw. The stare down between Braun Breaker and Oba Femi. I was excited. Braun Breaker and Oba Femi stare down. Yes, sir. Sounds like the right move to me. Sounds like where they need to go with both of their characters. They both need each other tremendously right now to stay hot. So they need to make Oba and Braun happen as soon as possible. And they need to make it a last man standing. That's what I want to see. The unpredictable badass. And the ruler. Oba Femi. Battle. Go toe to toe. Tear each other apart. To see who's going to lead this next generation. Who's going to be the future? Will it be Oba? Or will it be Braun? Only time will tell. Braun Breaker walks down the ramp past Oba Femi, but he's still looking at Oba Femi. The tension is still in the air. You could feel it. Braun Breaker then goes in the ring, still staring at the entrance ramp. Braun Breaker standing in the ring. Joe Hendry's music hits. Joe Hendry comes out, does his whole stick. I believe in Joe Hendry. Braun Breaker still hasn't budged. He's still looking at the entrance ramp. Joe Hendry thought it'd be a bright idea to break his concentration. If Braun Breaker's not focused on you, Joe, that's a good thing. The last thing you want is the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker to be focused on you. Careful what you wish for. Joe Hendry ended up getting Braun Breaker's attention. Braun Breaker takes Joe Hendry's head off with a clothesline. After that clothesline, Austin Theory provides a distraction. But this time, Braun Breaker didn't need that distraction. Braun Breaker was locked in on Joe Hendry. Locked in. Joe Hendry gets occupied with the distraction of Austin Theory. He leaves the ring. Him and Austin Theory end up going back and forth. Why? Why would you take your eyes off Braun Breaker? That's your opponent. That's who you need to be worried about. Not Austin Theory. What are you doing? But nonetheless, Joe Hendry gets distracted by Theory, goes back in the ring, and instantly he gets speared by Braun Breaker. For the cover, 1, 2, 3. That's the Braun Breaker I want to see. No talking, no promo, no trying to get the fans even more invested in you by talking. Nah, let your in-ring work speak for itself. If the in-ring work good, the fans is gonna come. Good product sell itself, man. You don't need to cut a promo, get people to believe in you. Nah. Just go out there and fuck shit up. They believe that. Go out there and break shit. You Braun Breaker. Go out there and tear shit up. I love this match. They should write Braun Breaker matches like this all the time. Just go out there and break shit. Run through people. Don't give a fuck. Straight up. Don't give a fuck. Paul Heyman abandoned you. Fuck him too. Just go out there and start breaking shit, my boy. That's what you do. Break shit till you get the world title. And then, you know what? When you get the world title, break shit some more. They need to have me write this shit. I would have Braun Breaker breaking shit all the time. He would never cut a promo ever. His promo would be him whipping your ass. That's the promo. Matter of fact, I would have a gimmick with this motherfucker. Every single time the announcer give him the mic to say something, he fuck him up. Like, nigga, don't you down want to, like, yo, nah, fuck that. That should be a gimmick, bro. You should despise talking to motherfuckers. What are you talking? This is a wrestling show. What are we talking about? The fuck I gotta say to you? If you ain't cutting promos like CM Punk and Roman Reigns and Obafemi, I ain't got time. I don't care what you saying. Half of these niggas talk too much anyway. We need to get back to fucking shit up, man. It's too much talking on this show. They need to write Braun Breaker like that all the time, B. Big Cass, take some fucking notes. Talking about 8 years, I was working and waiting and watching. Fuck all that, nigga. They hired you just to bring you back and you could be on the mid card and sit. Come on, bro. I give a fuck about you sitting down for 8 years. Nigga been sitting down for 8 years. He been boring me for the fucking last 5 minutes since he been back. Oh, I know why you been gone for 8 years, Big Cass. You boring as shit. You boring. You got the look. But you know what? You know what's your problem? You boring as shit. That's why they had Enzo Amore with your ass, dog. To give you some swag, give you some flavor. Because without him, you just a big, tall, white dude. Nobody give a fuck about you. Anyway, dog. We conclude with the main event. Royce Keys versus Jacob Fatu. Street fight. I was so happy that Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys got this opportunity to main event Monday Night Raw on a televised show. I was really happy for them, and I knew it was going to be a good match given the performers that they are. They were going to put on a show. And there was a lot of spots in this match that I enjoyed. So let's go through it. Throughout this match, the announcers, they sounded pathetic. Trying to sell you on Jacob Fatu and Royce Keys' friendship throughout the years, talking about, oh, they slept on each other's couch. Royce Keys rode the bus 9 hours from Oakland to Burbank just to train with Jacob Fatu. They shared money to buy food. They shared the same car rides. They were Eskimo brothers. They fucked the same bitches. They wore the same clothes. They pissed in the same toilet. Okay, nigga, we get it. They was friends and they fighting now. That's it. You ain't gotta say no more. Just shut the fuck up and call a match. They talk too fucking much. Don't nobody care about all that, gang. I don't care that they was friends and they enemies. That's all you gotta say. They was friends and they enemies now. You ain't gotta tell me all this. Oh, they slept on the same couch and rode the same. I don't give a fuck. Shut up. Just let these niggas wrestle. You know what I'm saying? They be doing too much with that bullshit. Some notable spots in the match were Royce Keys power slamming Jacob Fatu through the barricade. That was a great, great spot. Picked him up, ran him through the barricade. Ah, boom! And then Royce Keys performing a clothesline off the announce table to Jacob Fatu. That was a good spot. Royce Keys delivered a stiff kendo stick shot to Jacob Fatu. That was good. He was really landing them kendo stick shots. Royce Keys, he also did a spot where he suplexed Jacob Fatu onto the chairs. I like that. Turned him around, suplex, boom. And then right after that, Jacob Fatu performed the DDT to Royce Keys onto the better chairs. That was fire. And then the biggest spot of the match, well, one of the big spots of the match, was the power slam off the top rope by Royce Keys into the chairs. Took Jacob Fatu, put him on the top rope, and did a power slam off the top rope onto the chairs. That was fire. And then we saw the Samoan drop through the table by Jacob Fatu, lift up Royce Keys, running, boom. Samoan drop him through the wooden table, standing against the ropes. That was nice. Then Jacob Fatu performed the mighty moonsault. Followed it up with the finale, the tongue and death grip. Really cinching it in, really locking it in. You see Jacob doing this whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Royce Keys bleeding at the mouth. Right? Royce Keys starting to gurgling spit. Right? So you got Royce Keys selling the move, selling the legitimacy, selling the threat of real danger. Royce Keys then proceeds to lose consciousness. And then the referee just calls it a match because Royce Keys then becomes unresponsive. Jacob Fatu, however, he won't release the hold. Royce Keys starts bleeding from the mouth. He still has the tongue and death grip applied. Yeah. Right? Officials try to get Jacob Fatu off of Royce Keys to no avail. Jacob says, I told you, it's family business. And then Jacob Fatu puts the chair around Royce Keys' neck and sets him up against the turnbuckle in the corner. Then he goes to the turnbuckle on the opposite side and performs a running hip attack into Royce Keys while the chair is still wrapped around his neck. Then Roman comes out. Giving Jacob Fatu that nod of approval. My thoughts about this match. This was exactly what Jacob Fatu needed. Like I said, man, it's a terrible look that they lost to LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam. It was their first time teaming together. 3 dudes that had never teamed together before, and who are only known to have had tension with each other up until this point. So it's no camaraderie, no chemistry on television. Going up against the bloodline, and they win on a major pay-per-view like SummerSlam. So this match was desperately needed by Jacob Fatu. This victory was urgently needed by Jacob Fatu. To re-solidify himself. Just so he can remind people, just in case they forgot, who exactly he is. The Samoan werewolf. And that concludes with the August 3rd, 2026 episode of Monday Night Raw. What else do I want to discuss with my thoughts? Man, we really 10 episodes in, man. 10 episodes. I have been thinking. I'm always thinking about ways to make this podcast better. I'm always thinking about ways that I could be better with my content. And I could improve myself. Oh. So, like, I see that people are not really gravitating towards the long form content as much as I would like them to. So I made the decision to discontinue the long form content until further notice. I'll still be doing my shorts and I'll still be doing my reels on wrestling topics, but as far as me giving y'all an hour podcast, 30-minute podcast, 20-minute podcast, just to clip it up, and the clips get more views than the long form content, it just, you know what I'm saying? I gotta gravitate towards what's generating the most traction. I'm not gonna keep doing long form content if the long form content isn't getting any traction. You know what I'm saying? If the clips is getting the traction, I'm gonna keep doing the clips. You know, I'm doing an hour podcast and it's not getting viewed. But if I clip up that same podcast, throw it up on TikTok, throw it up on Instagram, watch it get viewed. We live in an era of short form content, right? It's hard in this era to retain people's attention long enough for them to watch your long form videos. You know? And that's where I'm at right now, struggling with like, yo, how do I get people to really watch a Hold My Thoughts podcast, you know? Because, hold on one second, can I show you? Like, for 1 second. 1 second. Look at this. Look at all of my notes for the pod. Hold on. These is all my notes for the pod. Every week, I do notes for these podcasts. You understand? And for these videos not to get viewed, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to keep doing hourly long podcasts and this shit not getting viewed. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, keeping it a bean. Like, I'm not just watching wrestling. I'm taking notes on the show. You think I'm remembering these promos off the top of my head? No, I'm watching this show, jotting down what this nigga said. All right, what this nigga said. All right, you know what I mean? And imagine, you got to think too. NFL season coming up, NBA season coming up. I want to cover that as well. You know, and to have to cover all that and do an hour-long podcast, some shit that's not even getting viewed? No. So until I'm able to generate a large enough audience that desires for me to do longer form content, I'm going to stick to shorts and reels. And then if that happens, then the My Thoughts podcast will come back. But only if it's a demand for it. Shit is too much work to continue in, and I'm just not getting nothing out of it. Mind you, I just started, I know. But like at the same time, this is a lot, man. And I'm just thinking about the NFL season coming back, the NBA season coming back, the WWE season has no off days. So that's a lot of shit about to go down. So, you know, that's just my mind frame and thinking going into this next season. I'ma still be, you know, talking about wrestling and talking about NFL and NBA, but I'm only gonna be doing shorts until further notice. So this concludes episode 10 of My Thoughts. Hopefully I see you again. I don't know when that may be. But until then, peace and love, baby. It's your boy DEEBOCK. I'm out.